What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today, I'm here to bring all of you the weekly anime review of Arslan, episode 3 of season 2. So, the king banishes Arslan. Can we all just take a moment to realize how big of an ass the king is? I mean, out of all the shit that Arslan has went through, all the stuff to achieve, to get an army, build an army to save his father does this to him. He's like, fuck you, you're banished. Can you take a moment, can we all take a moment to realize just how much of an ass a dick move this is? Like, it's a big dick move. It really is. So, I kind of feel bad for Arslan. Thankfully, he managed to, get his entire crew, his original crew back to where he could go hunt down another 49,000 men to banner underneath him to where he can, actually have an army and he could come back out of banishment. So, this episode could be split into two different parts. The first part being on Silver Mask and how he has his, character development, characterization. We come to find out more about his past. And then the second half of the episode focuses on Arslan and his banishment and what he's going to be doing. For instance, how his entire crew tries to go to Arslan, get with him for they can, gather more men and build an army. So before I get into the Arslan stuff, let's talk about the first part. So the first half of the episode gives much needed backstory to Silver Mask. And majority of that first half of the episode is just trying to let us, feel sympathy for Silver Mask. Let us actually feel bad for him, some pity, to where we can understand his character and actually kind of start rooting for him in a way. Because at the end of the day, looking at everything to this series, it seems like the biggest asshole throughout the series is probably the king. Because, I mean, look, he fucks over Silver Mask and him. He burns his face, he did all he did to Silver Mask, and then now he does this shit to Arslan, and then, Arslan's mother doesn't even help him either. So, when you look at it like this, these two people, okay, the Silver Mask and Arslan, they need to just come together and say, fuck this king, and let's just work together to make a better kingdom. I could see something like that happening, but just to see how both of these two have their own reasons to fight and why they're trying to achieve a better country, a better world, it's very honorable. Now, obviously, I still vote on Arslan to win, because we do know that Silver Mask, even though he has some form of good intentions, and he wants to actually be kind of a good guy, some of his motives and what he does is kind of fucking stupid, or, kind of just bad in general. For instance, how he's getting helped by a guy that's naturally evil. He's like, oh, I want to see all the tragedy when you, ascend to the throne. That's just like, yo, that dude's straight up evil. That man is fucking evil. So, seeing that right there, it makes you instantly want to just, be on Arslan's side. Because regardless of what type of character Silver Mask is, regardless if he's good or not, just that dude behind the scenes helping him out and all that, that's an evil man. That's a very evil man, and he has some very, very bad things in store, probably for the entire country of Pars, if it continues and Silver Mask does ascend to the throne. So like I said, I'm still on Arslan's side. So yeah, like I said, the first half of the episode was just giving us characterization of Silver Mask and allowing us to feel sympathy for him as a character. Now, moving into the second half of the episode, it's very simplistic. It's nothing 10 out of 10, and it's nothing that really will take a long time to actually talk about. So the second half just has to where a bunch of our characters, our main cast, tries to escape under the rule of the king that is just now finally, sending back to the throne. He's like, hey, you need to get the fuck out of here, Arslan. Well, they all retaliate against the king, and they're like, no, we're gonna follow Arslan. We've been through all this shit throughout the entire series. We're following him. You're not our king. We're following Arslan. And it's very honorable. But one thing I have to say is just the way the king tried to fuck over Arslan like that's... It gets me. It really, really agitates me because, I mean, look, he tried to steal Narcissus from him, and we know how OP Narcissus is. I mean, that man is literally hacked. He's a hack, okay? That guy is so OP, he can overcome any situation ahead of him, and if you take Narcissus from Arslan can't do shit, okay? So if Narcissus is gone, Arslan is just pretty much pointless. He can never become a king, because Narcissus is the one that should honestly be the king. I mean, after all the shit he's done throughout Season 1 and now in Season 2. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I mean, how do you feel about this week's episode of Arslan? How do you feel about the king being a little bit of an ass? How do you feel about Silver Mask's backstory with the blind girl and how, he wants to actually give her freedom to allow her to journey anywhere she wants? How do you feel about that aspect of seeing this different side of him that we haven't seen before? You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.